Alright guys, so let's get into this. This week's episode, Arrow Season 7, Episode 7, or 15, was entitled Training Day, obviously a reference to the Training Day movie. Guys, I found this as like a very enjoyable episode. It didn't feel like a standard filler episode. It actually felt like a very realistic story to come forward from the new partnership of Team Arrow and the police. It seems like, if that were to happen in real life, this would be what would happen. And honestly, person who's watching with me had a lot of problems with like the cops being so rude and the mayor being so rude to Team Arrow. But for me, I was like, what's sad is I'm actually like on the side of the police, is the fact that, for Team Arrow to just come in there and kind of try and act like it's their own pony show and they can do it however they, used to. That was really unfair. It put Dinah in a hard position. But, of course, I understand that, Oliver's in this weird transitional of, I really want to make this work and be as, malleable as possible. But then I also realize the fact that the reason that you wanted our help in the beginning is because how we operated and how we got things done. So you can't ask for our help and then turn around and criticize us for doing exactly what made you want our help in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, Oliver did go off the reservation. It was very rude and undermining to Dinah to go out from underneath her authority because technically she is in charge. Well, she was. And Oliver needs to respect that, as she did respect Oliver when he was in charge. But otherwise, guys, one of the things that really struck me odd was like when they first went in the field and the mayor just kept twisting their arm. I feel like the mayor was trying to see how much she could really, I think she was trying to annoy them to the point that they would just give up on it. You know what I mean? I think almost it was a test of commitment to this idea. First taking away their weapons, taking away their costumes, forcing them to act in total SCPD patterns outside of their training. The fact that, Oliver was told no excessive force. Felicity was told all evidence is, gained illegally, which that is the law. But then, like, Renee also was told, you will not fire your weapon unless you feel you are in danger, or da-da-da-da-da, which is, that is all real-life cop stuff. But when Oliver pointed out in the field, when they went after the bullets in the first place, when he pointed out, we are in danger. There are blind spots everywhere. Somebody is going to get hurt. And the cop just shut him down and basically, you need to listen to us. I feel like that cop wouldn't have barked at anybody else. If another cop pointed that out, he would have been like, good call, let's cover that. But because it was Oliver Queen, infamous bad boy of Star City, I feel like that's what kind of warranted that reaction from the cop like that. And then another thing, when Felicity was in the field and can you pull up thermals? And basically that chick was, hey, we told you only, it is a private source, not an illegitimate source, which... So what? Our friends at Star Labs just happen to have satellites that they give us access to. I love how they have like set up Star Labs in the Arrowverse as a legitimate source of equipment and technology to these heroes. So it kind of takes one aspect of illegality out of their activities. But honestly, like in that whole scenario, my favorite line, MVP of this episode was Renee, just with his remarks of, I miss the days when catching the bad guy didn't involve homework, or you'll be wearing that. She's taking our threads, and just Oliver's reaction and we can't use our regular weapons. What? Like... You're telling me you want me to go in the field without my bow? I can, but, really? But, and then, like, one of my, I was up just like, yes! Was when they turned the bunker back on. I knew they were kind of giving us the fake out of, we're going back to how we operated. I love Diggle for everything he has always been, and that is the voice of wisdom, and that has never failed, even now, when he was like, okay, we can do this, I always got your back, but we're not going to be an any different situation than we were in the beginning. We'll be right back to square one. And I loved his reaction to them being pregnant. And I even loved how at the end they even got... There was the classic Diggle Felicity moment. It really took me back to like season 2 type vibes. But like one of the big reveals of this episode, it was subtle. I don't know if like, a lot of you guys caught it. But when Laurel brings Bronze Tiger his son, this cuts back to last week when Connor Hawke revealed Diggle was his adoptive father. And this week, when Bronze Tiger is presented with his son, he hugs him, exclaiming, "Connor, my little hawk." Okay, so that's confirmed. Connor Hawke is Bronze Tiger's son, but that kind of does start a little bit of a plot hole unless somebody can explain to me, because in the Legends 2046 episode, it was explained that Connor Hawke's real name was John Diggle Jr., but he chose the name Connor Hawke because he couldn't save his dad. So I don't know if that's a timeline change or just kind of a retcon. I can't put it past them, you know. Guys, we've got to allow these shows a little bit of liberty as, you know, things change over the years and angles change. You know, and especially with this legacy thing, that's a really cool thing. But that brings up a really good point of the fact of why does John Diggle end up needing to adopt him? And it makes me think Bronze Tiger is now on the chopping block for snitching on Emiko. And Dante has shown he is ruthless, he does not care, and I could see him very well taking out Bronze Tiger because he ratted out Emiko. Which, and on the note of Emiko, what an intense and powerful scene between her and Laurel. And who better to call out Emiko for being two-faced than the original two-faced traitor? I mean, well, the goddess father? You guys get what I mean. Black Siren kind of set a bar, you know, with Adrian Chase for duplicitous, you know, double-faced snake in the garden moves. And I thought that was very ironic that it was Black Siren calling her out for trying to get close to Team Arrow and working for the nefarious means and stuff like that. That didn't make sense. That wasn't a proper sentence. That wasn't proper English. But that powerful moment when Emiko and, really? And what makes you think they will believe anything you say, Black Siren? Which really makes me think, how long has Dante and Emiko been studying everybody? This feels like really like this has Adrian Chase level vibes. And I'm sorry, Emiko's reveal and betrayal is going to make Adrian Chase look like a bad office prank. Like, let me know what you guys think about that and where that's going. Because last episode gave me the vibes that she really was begrudgingly going along with this. But this almost made it feel... And I understand Emiko was cornered by Laurel, so she kind of tried to puff her chest back. That's a very Oliver move. But it almost really made me feel like maybe you're not so innocent in this. You know, maybe I'm giving you too much credit. You are a queen. Queens are ruthless. Maybe too much Robert in her, maybe. But another thing I really enjoyed was the flash forwards in this episode, and the fact that, can we address the fact that Mia and William are the polar, like they literally are the gender swapped Oliver and Felicity. Like, it's ironic that Oliver's son with another woman is basically Felicity, which I guess makes sense because Felicity did raise William for a while Oliver was in prison, and William grew up a lot in the formative years around Felicity. And I loved how even William called it out, just like, I don't know, I'm just waiting for you to say something like, "You have failed this city." That's a stupid thing to say. Really? Because our dad used to say it all the time. And it was beautiful because you could even see Mia. Oh. Like, I feel like for her that was almost like, oh, I guess I am kind of like my dad. But I feel like there's a part of her that almost was like, yeah, I am like my dad. I feel like there's a part of her that really wants to like Oliver. And, I mean, we all know what the main theory of why he isn't around, which kind of brings me to my last talking point of the episode. I guess after the news of Arrow ending and that fan art of Arrow Vanishes in Crisis newspaper that I don't know if it was legitimate or not, but I mean, it makes sense if that was the case now. Coming up, basically, it brings me to the point of the fact that everybody's starting to notice Oliver is acting differently. And I think it really peaked out in this episode, and I don't think it's just because of the pregnancy. I think Oliver very much does realize he is on a clock. Whenever this crisis comes, his time is done. You know, we know when it's coming. But I don't like the fact of how he's talking so ominously about the future of Star City and how he wants it to be a safe place. Do you guys catch the feeling that he really is talking like he knows he's not going to be there? You know, and I feel like the more we talk about this, guys, and the more that we, you know, just pretty much are like, well, he's dead in the crossover, CW is just going to be like, oh, really? Really? Well, guess what? Happily Ever After. They retire to Seattle. Oh, good tie-in with the comics. What do you guys think about that? All right, so on that note, that's pretty much my notes for the episode. You know, so we're done there. Done with paper, homework, all that stuff. Yeah, I actually wrote down notes. I'm taking this seriously. But on that note, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you guys want to join the community and join the discussion, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell notification if you do that, because that way you're notified every time a new video comes up, and you guys can see it right when it comes out or as soon as you can. But otherwise, guys, comment down below. What did you guys think of this episode? I thought it was a really good episode. It didn't feel like a standard filler episode, but it felt like it actually had some substance to the story and moved things along. But otherwise, guys, next week is the big 2040 episode, which apparently is supposed to take place almost entirely in 2040, which I'm really excited. I do have a discussion about that promo and kind of theorizing that. That video is going to be dropping in the next couple days, probably Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. And one of those, not Thursday, because we have the Supernatural videos. Probably Wednesday or Friday, and one of those off days where we can kind of fill the day and we can kind of reconvene and talk about Arrow before the episode comes out. But otherwise, guys, comment down below. What's your theories on Emiko? What's your theory on what's going on in the future of now they're going over the wall? You know, what's over there? What do they have to get to? And guys, what do you think about the fact that maybe Oliver and the crossover CW is just going to surprise us and they retire happily ever after to Seattle with one last big Easter egg to the comics? And stuff like that. Otherwise, guys, that is it for me. My name is David. Guys, I hope you enjoyed kind of this new format. I feel like this is going to be much more conducive to theories and talking things through. But otherwise, guys, you guys have a great week. We will be back for a discussion on Flash tomorrow night. Big episode, Cicada, Reverse Flash, possibly Godspeed, but we will find out. Otherwise, guys, my name is David. Thank you for joining me, and I'm out.